Hello there guys, welcome to one of my live videos, and on this video I am going to be giving you an update on some of Manchester United's transfer news, you know. So I am going to be giving you some additional information on Victor Oshimen from Lille. I haven't spoken with you about him for quite some time. Then I am going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Raheem Sterling. I was talking with you about Raheem Sterling yesterday and that. Obviously, you saw my video that I did earlier on today. I give you Manchester United summer transfer priority list, and our priority targets are Jadon Sancho. He's our number one priority target. Jack Grealish, he's another one of our priority targets. Kalidou Koulibaly and Daya Upamecano, they're also our priority targets as well. So there you go. So let's start with the news anyway on Victor Oshimen from Lille. So the Lille president has come out and he's called Gerard Lopez, and he has revealed that Lille have received multiple offers for Victor Oshimen. Now, reportedly, Lille are looking for around £72 million to offload Victor Oshimen. And they've obviously told Manchester United and Chelsea this. They've also notified Arsenal that Arsenal will have to pay the same amount as what they paid for Nicolas Pepe from Lille. What they paid for Nicolas Pepe from Lille and that. Now, Victor Oshimen, I think this has been his first season, has it, with Lille. I think he's actually been a revelation, to be quite honest with you. Lille did sign him last summer for around £10 million. They got him from Charleroi, was it? Obviously, he did sign a 5-year deal when he signed for Lille. So he has got a contract with Lille until 2024 as the player. And he is a forward, and he is Nigerian, and he's only young. He is only at the age of 21. Now, before he was at Charleroi, he had a spell at Wolfsburg. And before he was at Wolfsburg, he was at Ultimate Strikers Academy. That's where, he actually began his footballing career. There was reports coming out a while back saying that Manchester United were interested in him. I think it's also mentioned that Tottenham are interested in the player. So Lille have said, they have received quite a few offers for Victor Oshimen. So that is the latest news regarding him. But to be quite honest with you, I don't really know much about the player. I really don't and that. But, if Lille do obviously, sell him and they can get 70 odd million pounds for him, they will make a huge profit on the player because they only paid £10 million for him from Charleroi. So, it does mention that Man United are still in for the player. Now, let's delve into the news on Raheem Sterling. So, according to recent reports, Raheem Sterling has made an admission regarding Manchester United. Reportedly, Raheem Sterling did say before the FA Cup final between City and Watford that he grew up, as a Manchester United fan. And I think it also mentioned that he had the Manchester United old kit. I think it also got revealed that Raheem Sterling watched our FA Cup final against Chelsea back in 2007. Of course, we did lose that game by 1-0. So this is obviously some speculation up, reflecting on Raheem Sterling's past. Now, the stories coming out regarding Raheem Sterling have been stemming from the Independent, and they have said that Manchester United could make a shot move for Raheem Sterling if Manchester City have their 2-year European ban upheld. Now, I think City's European ban from the Champions League will be heard by CAS. Is it on the 8th, the 9th or the 10th of June? So on one of them dates, we are going to know the outcome. Raheem Sterling, of course, would cost a substantial amount. It probably cost maybe around 70 or 80 million pounds or something like that. I'm very sceptical that Raheem Sterling will come to Manchester United because I've never really known, Man United and Man City do transfer business together. The last time I knew was with Carlos Tevez. Obviously, City got Carlos Tevez off us, was it like a decade ago or something like that. But I don't see this happening, I really don't. Now, this has been Raheem Sterling's 5th season with Manchester City. Obviously, Raheem Sterling has won a few individual awards. He's won like the PFA. a few times, reflects on his good run of performances. He's also won back-to-back Premier League titles with Manchester City. City did get Raheem Sterling in a deal worth up to £49 million. I think that was the highest transfer fee paid for an English player at the time City did get him from Liverpool. Didn't really watch him much at Liverpool. He was at Liverpool, was he, for a good 4 or 5 years, Raheem Sterling. Obviously, before he was at Liverpool, he was at QPR. He actually began his footballing career at Queen's Park Rangers, did Raheem Sterling. Sterling has got a contract with Manchester City until 2023. And I think he's actually now Manchester City's highest paid player. I think he's on like £300,000 a week. Raheem Sterling is like 25 years of age, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him. His versatility is very, very good because he can play as an attacking midfielder. He can also play as a winger. I think he's also being deployed as a striker, but I think Raheem Sterling's supposed to be more effective from the wing. So yeah, so the stories have been coming out in the last day or so that, Man United could make a move for Raheem Sterling. Also, too, Real Madrid have been long admirers of him. So that is the latest news on that. Obviously, you know the news on Odin Ighalo. I give you the news on Odin Ighalo yesterday. It got confirmed that Odin Ighalo agreed to extend his loan at Manchester United until the end of January 2021. So that means Odin Ighalo will be staying at the football club for another 7 months. I think we have paid Shanghai Shenhua around £6 million to extend his loan. And it also mentioned that we're paying around 10.5 million as well to Shanghai Shenhua. I think it mentioned that in the Daily Mail to keep him on loan until January. I still think, we are paying like a half of Odin Ighalo's wages, because I think his wages at Shanghai Shenhua are like, is it £300,000 a week? Don't forget, before it officially confirmed that Ighalo extended his loan, it did say that Shanghai Shenhua, wanted him to sign a 2-year contract worth £400,000 a week, because this is what Shanghai Shenhua had offered him back in March. He probably will sign this contract when he does go back to Shanghai Shenhua in January. Don't forget, we've got no option or there's no obligation to buy Odin Ighalo at the end of the loan. Don't forget, Shanghai Shenhua did say quite a few weeks ago now, if they were to offload Odin Ighalo permanently, they would want around £20 million. So there you go. But Odin Ighalo's happy. He revealed that he wanted to stay at Manchester United. Solskjaer also confirmed that he wanted, Odin Ighalo to remain at the football club. But Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that, he wants, to keep Odin Ighalo permanently. We did get Ighalo on loan in January. We got him on January deadline day in January. We paid around £4 million to get him on loan and that. Like I said, he's enjoyed a good start to his Manchester United career, Ighalo. 4 goals in 8 appearances. 2 goals came against Derby in the FA Cup. One goal came against Club Brugge. He also scored in the 5-0 win against Lask, the last game that Manchester United did play. But Ighalo was saying last week, he was willing to risk a £75 million contract with Shanghai Shenhua to remain at Manchester United. But his agent also was saying last week that, Ighalo, was close to agreeing a contract extension. But he's been a very, very good cover-up to Marcus Rashford, to be fair. So that's very, very positive news regarding Odin Ighalo. It really, really is, isn't that? So yeah. And obviously, Jadon Sancho, you already know the news on him. Jadon Sancho, like I mentioned, is our number 1 priority target for the summer transfer window. Don't forget, we've been in for Jadon Sancho for quite a few years. We first expressed our interest in Jadon Sancho in 2017, and this was under the Jose Mourinho era and that. And that's when we first expressed our interest in Jadon Sancho. Now, don't forget, Borussia Dortmund still remain ruthless over their valuation. They still want at least £100 million. I think we are trying to find ways to fund that £100 million move for Jadon Sancho. I think it said last week that we're set to discuss swap deals and loans with Borussia Dortmund. This is what it had said. Don't forget there were stories coming out last week, and this was stemming from Mundo Deportivo, saying that, we offered Alexis Sanchez to Borussia Dortmund in a swap deal for Jadon Sancho. But like I said, that swap deal, wasn't going to materialise. It wasn't going to materialise, was that swap deal. And it did say also last week that Jadon Sancho's move to Man United depends on Manchester City having their European ban upheld. But I think Jadon Sancho has revealed that his preferred option is a move to Manchester United if he does decide to leave Borussia Dortmund. Now, recently, reports were coming out from the German press saying that, Jadon Sancho wants to leave Dortmund and he's got no intentions of extending his contract, because I think Borussia Dortmund, have tried to extend his contract. Jadon Sancho has got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022. Yes, he has in that. You had David Ornstein coming out the other week, quite a few weeks ago now, should I say, and he's a very credible journalist, and he was talking about Sancho, and he did say there's a very high chance that Jadon Sancho will join Man United in the summer transfer window, but we still remain the favourites to sign him. Don't forget, Dortmund recently beat Paderborn by 6-1. Jadon Sancho scored a hat-trick in that game. By the way, that was Jadon Sancho's first start in the Bundesliga since the Bundesliga returned. He also paid justice to George Floyd, don't forget, did Jadon Sancho. The Borussia Dortmund assistant coach, he said that Jadon Sancho is affected by the speculation regarding a move to Manchester United and has been badly affected, with this coronavirus crisis. Now, don't forget, we've already said that we are willing to offer Jadon Sancho the number 7. Like I said, we've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations, but our recent number 7s haven't been so good in that, so there you go. Possibly Jadon Sancho could stay at Dortmund next season. He could leave next summer instead, of this summer and that. But, Dortmund still remain ruthless over their valuation, like I mentioned. Like I said, this has been Jadon Sancho's 3rd season with Borussia Dortmund. It's been his 3rd season with them. And like I said, since his arrival in Germany, he has been a revelation. Dortmund did pay around £8 million for him from Manchester City. So Dortmund are looking to make a huge profit on the player. The main explanations why Jadon Sancho left Manchester City is because he didn't get any first team opportunities. And before he was at Manchester City, he was at Watford. And he was at Watford for several years. He's predominantly a right winger, Sancho, and he is only at the age of 20. Don't forget, Dortmund are known as a selling football club because they have sold quite a few of their players to the Premier League in recent years. They like Christian Pulisic go, they let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang go, they let Ilkay Gundogan go, they let Mkhitaryan go, Kagawa. There's players that they've also let go who didn't go to the Premier League. They let Ousmane Dembele go, they let Matt Hummels go. But there again, Dortmund have recruited quite a few players in recent years because they generated, a lot of money, for the players that they've got rid of in recent years and that. In January, don't forget, Dortmund got Erling Haaland. They also got, was it Emre Can? Can't remember when they got him, but it was most recent. They also got Thorgan Hazard and Julian Brandt and all of that. So there you go. But we've been working on Jadon Sancho's contract for quite some time, and we've also been in negotiations with his agent. But I think, Jadon Sancho would go very, very well alongside the likes of Greenwood, Rashford and Anthony Martial in our attacking line. Are really, really doing that. But there's been a number of clubs in for him. Chelsea have been long admirers of him. Liverpool have been in for him. Real Madrid, Barcelona and that. But there you go. But Jadon Sancho has had a long-running transfer saga. And don't forget, he's just recently recovered from a calf injury and that. So there you go. He just recently recovered from a calf injury, Sancho. From a calf injury. But anyway, Solskjaer's identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. Obviously, he wants to recommend a right winger in. He's looking to recommend a midfielder in. And he's looking to recommend a centre-half in. Or maybe we could look to get 2 centre-halves. But we have got a lot of centre-halves in the team at the moment. We've got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof that are our first choice centre-halves. You've got Bay and Tuanzebe that are our backup centre-halves. Phil Jones, I think he's like our fifth choice centre-half or something like that. Obviously, we've got Rojo and Smalling that are out on loan. Rojo's out on loan at Estudiantes. Smalling's out on loan at Roma. I've been reading news regarding Rojo today, and it actually said he could be returning to Man United when his loan ends with Estudiantes. I think it revealed last week that we want around £12 million to get rid of Rojo permanently. I think it also mentioned that Boca Juniors have been interested in Marcus Rojo. Smalling, I don't think he'll come back to the club. I think we're looking to offload Chris Smalling permanently because Chris Smalling, has done very, very well since he went out on loan with Roma. And Paulo Finesca, the Roma boss, was talking about Smalling the other week, saying that he wants to stay. And, also Paul Finesca was talking about how professional Chris Smalling's been and how amazing he is in that. We won't take him back at Manchester United, but Smalling did enjoy 9 years at the football club. We've got Foster and Mensah, he can also play as a centre-half as well, So, yeah, you go, we have got a hell of a lot of centre-halves in the team. But it is good, that Solskjaer has revealed his plans for the summer transfer window. He revealed them quite a while ago. And Solskjaer's already said, he wants to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window because he believes we need around 3 or 4 signings to become title contenders next season and that. Because like I've said, we've been inconsistent in the last 6 or 7 years. And obviously, this has been the 7th season now we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. Obviously, analysing it at the moment, you've got City that are strides ahead of us. You've got Liverpool that are strides ahead of us. So we do want to emulate to their level and that because they are at least a couple of years ahead of us. Solskjaer's transfer strategy, like he revealed, he still wants to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United like he did do last summer and that. But like I said, there's a lot of uncertainty for the summer transfer window because, like I mentioned, a lot of clubs are going to face an unprecedented summer transfer window, with the financial issues and that. And I actually think we can enjoy the perfect summer transfer window. And I think, the top 6, do fear our transfer strategy for, the summer transfer window. The summer transfer window, by the way, will be Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager and his 2nd summer transfer window at the football club. Solskjaer, of course, has been here a year and a half nearly at the moment, including the 3 months when he was the interim manager. Obviously, reflects on what Solskjaer did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. He got given the job permanently because he did well in that 3-month period when he was temporary boss. He really, really did do well in that. And I've got to credit Solskjaer, for the players, that he has brought in so far because he has recommended 5 good players into the football club. Obviously, he's enjoyed 3 transfer windows at the moment and he's recruited 5 players in and spent over £200 million on them. Last summer, he brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he brought Bruno Fernandes and, of course, Odi Nagalo in. Definitely the sign of Bruno Fernandes has saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United because, like I mentioned, Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. So I've got to credit him, for the players that he has brought in so far. And like I've mentioned, I've seen changes under Solskjaer. Don't forget, before the football season got suspended, Solskjaer was talking about how much has changed Manchester United since he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. And like I mentioned, a few things have changed. Also, too, I have seen improvements. Like I said, there's certain players that have improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Also, too, we've improved in the transfer market under Solskjaer and that. What I mean is Solskjaer's got the players that I wanted to recommend in. Plus, we have been a bit more sensible with our recruitment and that. So definitely I've seen improvements under him. We've done very, very well against the big 6 sides this season. We've taken 17 points against the big 6 sides this season. Don't forget, Solskjaer became the first manager in history to beat Pep Guardiola 3 times in 1 season. Also, too, Solskjaer's beaten Chelsea 4 times as a manager. Drew with Liverpool earlier on this season. He's obviously beaten Tottenham twice as a manager. So we've done very, very well against the big 6 sides. So that's also a positive as well. And more or less, every player has been given their chances, because Solskjaer did say anyway when he first got appointed in as Manchester United manager that, everybody, would get their chances to express themselves. And I also do believe that Solskjaer's promoted the youth very, very well. You've had the likes of Mason Greenwood that's been given his chances. To be quite honest with you, Greenwood's a good backup at the moment. I think it won't take long for Greenwood, to emulate to Rashford's level and that. I expect Greenwood to get more starts next season, because a lot of his appearances this season have come from the bench. Brandon Williams, he's been given his chances as well. This has been his first season in the senior squad. But there again, there's some young players that have found game time very, very difficult. And Joe Gomez, he's found game time difficult. James Garner, his appearances have been limited at the club. To Heath Chong, he's also found game time very, very difficult as well. So let's just, put that into the equation and that. So there's a few things, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has definitely changed. Don't get me wrong. There's decisions that Manchester United and Solskjaer need to make, before the football season resumes. There's also decisions that we've got to make ahead of next season. The decisions we've got to make is like Solskjaer's got to, decide on his best 11. I think he's got an idea of what his best 11 is going to be, and it's going to be interesting to see what 11 Solskjaer goes with, when we do play Tottenham when the season resumes. Because Solskjaer, to be honest, has been making a lot of rotation this season, but that's obviously, reflecting on the injuries, that Manchester United have had. Maybe he needs to work out his best formation, because he's been changing formation persistently this season. He's been going like with a 4-2-3-1, the 4-3-3 a few times. Obviously, he's gone with a 3-5-2. He's mainly gone with three at the back against the top six sides and that. But from my own perception, we'll look more expansive with three at the back. Maybe Solskjaer's approach to the games against lower opposition needs to improve in that. Because analysing it for the vast majority of this season, we've dropped too many points against lower opposition, And don't forget, with left back, we need to sort that out for next season. Who's going to be our first choice left back? Is Luke Shaw going to remain our first choice left back? Or, is Brandon Williams, going to become our first choice left back? We've already made the goalkeeping decision, as you all know. David De Gea is going to remain our number one goalkeeper for next season, but David De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper anyway for several years, which is, obviously, Dean Henderson's out on loan at Sheffield United. We've already confirmed that, we will allow Dean Henderson to remain on loan at Sheffield United until the end of the season. I don't know if he's coming back to Manchester United after his loan, but if he does come back for next season, then obviously he'll be our second choice goalkeeper. Maybe we won't get rid of Dean Henderson permanently, because we see him as a long-term replacement for David De Gea and that. So, there you go. Obviously, we've got other goalkeepers as well. We've got Sergio Romero. He tends to play in the cup games. Obviously, we've got Lee Grant, who Jose Mourinho recommended in his final transfer window at the club. He's seldom played for Man United, Lee Grant. We've also got Joe Pereira. He's out on loan at Hearts. I think we did confirm, by the way, that some of the players that we loaned out don't have to. Some of the players we've loaned out, we've confirmed that their clubs don't have to owe us their loan payments and that. So that's something we've confirmed, And that is including Joe Pereira. I think we also loaned out Ethan Hamilton as well. And we also loaned out another player. So there you go. Like I said, we've got to make a decision on Diego Dalot's future, because reports have been coming out in the last few weeks saying that Barca and PSG have been in for him. But I think Solskjaer's determined to keep Diego Dalot. Again, we got Diego Dalot in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window at the club. I think we paid around £19 million for him from Porto. And he seldom played this season because obviously, Diego Dalot's had a few injuries. He's our backup to Wan-Bissaka. Like I said, I think Paul Pogba's staying. But there's still obviously no rumours, saying that Paul Pogba could still leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Like I said, we've got to make a decision on what's going on with Angel Gomez and that. So these decisions that Manchester United do need to make. These 9 games remaining in the Premier League season. Like I said, when the season resumes, we have got things to look forward to. A lot of things to look forward to. The FA Cup and the Europa League. They are 2 priorities for us. We're into the last eight of the Europa League. We're into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and that's a chance of us of getting some silverware on the board under Solskjaer. And if we could win both of them, or at least one of them, then it would be a memorable first full season for the Norwegian and that. But we'll see what happens. The top four is also a priority for us as well. Don't forget we are chasing that top four, because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season. And as you all know, the Premier League season is resuming on the 17th of June, which is, I think, just over 2 weeks away now. And the Premier League season is going to be finishing on the 25th of July. Like I said, Solskjaer's got big decisions to make in the summer transfer window. What players he's going to recommend in, like I mentioned, and what players, of course, he's going to get rid of. I think we're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window, maybe even more than that. So we're going to generate money, for the players that we get rid of in the summer transfer window. The players that we're going to get rid of, I think we're definitely going to get rid of Jones. Smalling and Rojo are going to go permanently. Jesse Lingard, the news on Lingard. I give you the news on him earlier. I think Pereira will go as well. The news on Sanchez. He's staying on loan at Inter Milan until the end of the season. Probably Angel Gomez will go. Probably James Garner will go out on loan. So yeah, we are going to get rid of quite a few players in the summer transfer window. But to be fair, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the dead wood since he got recommended into the football club. A total of 19 players have left Man United, since Solskjaer came in. Since Solskjaer came in and that, so there you go. Like I said, our net debt had risen up. Our debt, had risen up by £130 million almost the other week. So our net debt now is 429.1 million, because Ed Woodward had confirmed this in the conference call the other week when he was speaking to our investors, Don't forget, stories came out last week saying that Manchester United had taken a £140 million loan out of the 150 million revolving credit facility, obviously, to help us through the coronavirus crisis, and also, to help us get the right caliber players in the summer transfer window. So Solskjaer may have a budget of around, at least £100 million to spend and that. So obviously, that is very, very good. But, Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward, and, he's not only got the backing of Ed Woodward, I think he's also got the backing of the Glazers as well. We haven't only been critical of Solskjaer for the vast majority of this season, of being very, very critical of Ed Woodward. I've already given you the main explanations why we've been critical of Ed Woodward. Woodward's been here since 2012, so this has been Ed Woodward's his 8th year at Manchester United. The Glazers, they've been here since 2005, now 2020, so the Glazers have been here now, 15 years. Don't forget, the Glazers have got no intentions of selling the football club. It did reveal last year that the Glazers were talking with the Saudi Arabians about possibly, selling the club and that, but they've no intentions of selling it, though they aren't, and that. And, obviously, my video that I did yesterday, I obviously give you the news on Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen. There were stories coming out, and it was also stemming from Sky Sports saying that Manchester United are leading the race for Kai Havertz. And it says we was preparing to put a bid in of around £50 million. Maybe that's not going to be enough, though, to convince Bayer Leverkusen to offload him. There's been a few clubs that have been in for Kai Havertz. Liverpool have been long admirers of him. I think Chelsea have been in for him as well. I think it said before that Leverkusen could demand around 90, maybe even £100 million for Kai Havertz. It did mention if we are to sign Kai Havertz and Jadon Sancho, which would cost us 150 mil if we could get Kai Havertz 50 mil, we're considering changing Marcus Rashford's position and that. As you all know now anyway, Marcus Rashford is back from his back injury. So there you go. So the news on Kai Havertz. Don't forget, we've got around 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. So obviously, this is something else that Manchester United do need to resolve. It's something else, that we definitely need to resolve and that. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.